BBC News at 8 o'clock. The Soviet Union has protested strongly to the United States about what it calls dangerous provocations by American warships in the Gulf of Oman yesterday. This follows an incident in which serious damage was caused to the Soviet cruiser Kirov when she was in collision with the US destroyer Callahan.
It's a bit of a state, but it's got possibilities.
I'll have that door stripped down, all this paper off and the walls white.
There's about 16 layers on here.
Ah, my mother and dad will help us, I'm sure they will.
My dad will give us hand as well. Be glad of something to do.
What are you laughing at?
Just thinking of his face when my mother said we could borrow his redundancy money.
Oh, don't.
We'd go fancying a trip to Bermuda on it. Looks like being Blackpool again.
Oh, dear. I like the gardens. I think it's lovely for children to have somewhere to play.
I wonder if they'll let me build an aviary down there.
Oh, you and your birds.
Makes you feel funny though, doesn't it?
What do you mean?
Thought of owning home, being married, having children. You have to put years on you, don't it?
Don't be silly. It'll be lovely. I just know it will.
Yeah, love.
American and Israeli search and rescue vessels in the area today came across debris and oil slicks that could only have come from the missing submarine. It's still being said in Washington that the Los Angeles was on a routine reconnaissance mission off the coast of Iran when she sank last Tuesday with the loss of all hands. After paying tribute to her 127 officers and men, the president went on to say that he held the Soviet Union solely responsible for their deaths and for the vessel's disappearance.
The unprovoked attack on our submarine and the move into Iran are the actions of a reckless and warlike power. I have to warn the Soviets in the clearest possible terms that they risk taking us to the brink of an armed confrontation with incalculable consequences for all mankind.
Britain has emergency plans for war. If central government should ever fail, power can be transferred instead to a system of local officials dispersed across the country. In an urban district like Sheffield, there is already a designated wartime controller. He's the city's peacetime chief executive. If it should suddenly become necessary, he can be given full powers of internal government. When or if this happens depends on the crisis itself.
The United States government has been forced, reluctantly, to take action to safeguard what it believes are legitimate Western interests in the Middle East. This administration has therefore resolved to send units of its Rapid Deployment Force, the U.S. Central Command, into Western Iran. We are confident that the Soviet Union will take note of our resolve and will desist from its present perilous course of action.
Score coming in from the Hawthorns, where West Brom have taken the lead over First Division leaders Manchester United. Is West Brom 1, Manchester United 0. Mackenzie getting that all-important goal. 1, Aston Villa 1. No change at Filbert Street.
Thank you very much, sir.
The time. So if you want to tighten up the timer, here's a very simple but very good exercise. And the only piece of equipment you want is a chair with legs. Right. Now, I'll just let you listen to the lovely silhouette peak when you get that chair home. want you to contact the following people and have them in my office in 10 minutes' time. I don't care what they're doing, they're to drop in and get here right away. Is that clear? Right. You got a pencil? Okay. Alan Bolton, George Cox, Roger Fisher, Susan Russell, ES Administration, Tony Barnes, Roy Chamberlain.
It's busy for a Wednesday, isn't it? I think it was Christmas.
The best of the weather again tomorrow. It looks as if Northern Ireland. And what about the food situation? What have we got? As well. In between these areas,
and what about fire?
Cloudier weather. This cloud could give some eastern areas.
What else is there?
A cloudier time on Sunday.
Corned beef?
The detailed picture now.
Hope it's not from Argentina.
South and East Wales.
Okay, what about supplies to the first aid post?
In England, a fine evening and a
Is that all?
night, with perhaps
Well, that's not going to get us very far, is it?
spots, but in the main,
What?
temperatures no lower than about 5 centigrade.
Well, I'm sure I don't know, if I'm honest.
Tomorrow, once again, dry.
We've heard nothing about emergency powers as yet.
Even a shade higher than today.
Anyway, don't make a song and dance about it. Just get on with it. And don't tell anybody you don't have to, eh? Okay.
The remaining units of the United States 10th Airborne Division, which parachuted into western Iran yesterday, have taken up defensive positions near Isfahan, designed, according to the spokesman, to block any possible move towards the oil fields in the Persian Gulf. Squadrons of American B-52 bombers have been arriving at US bases in Turkey since late on Tuesday evening, together with 3 AWACS early warning aircraft. It's believed that they'll be used in a supporting role to the Middle East Task Force.
All right, John.
The 84th Airborne Division has also been placed on a state of combat readiness and is said to be able to...
Come to give me a hand, then.
No chance. Done enough for one day, I'm knackered.
Not too knackered to be going out, though, I see.
It's different, isn't it? Anyway, I need a break and be down at house every night this week.
How's it coming on?
Not too bad. Just trying to get living room and bedroom finished before we move in. Mother says, will you take some flowers down when you're finished?
Third since tea time.
Aye. Where are they going to?
Fittingly, I suppose.
Why don't you pop down to W.H. Smith's and buy yourself an aircraft spotter's book? You can start on your bit, make a change from gardening.
You can laugh, but there's something going on, I'm telling you.
There's something going on tonight when I've had a few pints.
Don't be going mad. You haven't only got yourself to think about now, you know.
Why not? Might as well enjoy myself while I'm single. Not long to go now, you know.
You could be right there.
What's up with you? Getting into training for when you're married?
Two places, please, man.
Worldwide anxiety about the superpower confrontation in the Middle East has increased still further this evening. In a statement issued a short time ago by the Pentagon in Washington, the United States has accused the Soviet Union of moving nuclear warheads into their new base at Mashhad in northern Iran. According to the American spokesman, the warhead...
Hey, I'm watching that.
aboard 2 giant Antonov transport planes late yesterday afternoon and were immediately moved undercover into temporary hangars.
See that? Watching that thing about Far East and it doesn't turn its own.
Far East? Wow, what's going on there?
Iran. Americans have just said Russian.
Iran? That's not the Far East, you pellet. That's the Middle East. China, Hong Kong, that's the Far East.
So what?